got cold in here, Judge.
Morgan's got space in your keys. Good morning. It is 10:02 a.m. on Monday, November 10th, 2025. Call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. If everyone would please stand, Commissioner Buchanan, and get our invitation.
Pray with me, please. Thank you, dear Heavenly Father, for all your many blessings, Lord. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for the beautiful weather we've been having, Lord. Thank you for the beautiful weather. But please, Lord, bring us some rain. We really need some rain right now. The farmers need some rain, so I pray for rain. Also, Lord, I want to thank you for our country. Hopefully we're moving in the right direction. Pray, Lord, that you keep your hand on all of our leaders, whether it be federal, state, local. Please, Lord, give us the insight and the wisdom to make the best decisions we can for you, Lord, and make the best decisions for our county. All these things we ask through your Son, Jesus. Amen.
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 Let's join us for the pledge to the U.S. flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, everyone may be seated. All right, no last minute presentations? Okay. What y'all don't know is there's a presentation we keep putting off that we're supposed to do from Morgan. She just doesn't want to do it, so. All right, it is 10:03, and we will move along to public comment. Remind everyone, comments need to be limited to 5 minutes or less, and Commissioners Court cannot take action on any item brought up during public comments. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, Judge.
There we go.
I am hoping that some people are watching Commissioners Court. As of this morning, we had 125 people who have still not enrolled in their insurance. I think two of the problems are that people have created their account through the email they got on October 29th, and they thought they had just enrolled. They have not enrolled. They've only opened their account. The other is when we hire people, or in the past when we've hired people, we automatically enroll you in Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever insurance we had. It is no more. You must enroll in your medical, or as of the 14th, you will not have any. So if
For January 1st.
For January 1st, yeah. So I encourage everybody spread the word. You've got till open enrollment is closed on the 14th. You've got to enroll, and it's no longer you're an employee, you get the medical. You have to enroll in it. So just want to get that out there.
Thank you.
And if they're wondering, can they call Sonia and she check?
We are not busy. Believe it or not, we had 250 people the first day enroll, and so on their own. And so we have enrollers today, and I believe we have Dean tomorrow. I forget the calendar, but they can come on down. We'll help them. I took down the nasty signs. I said, please try it on your own, and so they can come on in. We're open.
Okay.
So encourage everyone to do that quickly.
Are we as the HR department going to reach out to people that haven't and say, hey, you realize you haven't, just in case
Hey,
they
Mickey,
missed
you're on the
this?
list.
Oh, I know. I've been on phone with Sonia this morning trying to get her reach. My emails don't come through.
Okay, good.
I know, I've already been told.
Okay.
But the reason I ask that is if there's some people that did that login and they thought they were
I'm gonna
registered.
send out another email today, which gives them still 3 days. I have been calling some that I know personally, but in the case of some who have state insurance, I'm not sure what they have on our insurance, and so it's kind of confusing. But I'm hoping that this next email will catch everybody.
Yeah, thank you for the public notice in this forum for the follow-up email today. I do think probably if by Wednesday you're still in the, my guess is we'll probably still be in the 50 or 60, hold on. And then send out individual emails or phone calls to folks. Yes.
So if you spoke to the colonial people, do you still have to enroll, or are you good?
If you had an appointment, you're enrolled. You're not on my list.
Okay.
You're not
Well,
on my
because
list.
you sparked that question, because a lot of people met with the colonial
enrolled.
thing, but I didn't know if you're supposed to go back and do the other as well.
No, he can do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not on that.
Thank you, Tanya.
Uh-huh.
So, to clarify, if you don't enroll, you don't have medical insurance.
Correct,
Which is different than in the past.
correct.
Which you will not be able to get it.
But there is, I mean, a lot of people may have been confused because there wasn't nothing, if there was no changes to Colonial, then there really wasn't a need to meet, but then that kept them from being entered into the Navigator, right?
If they did not enroll themselves in Navigator, then they have not done it. So
Okay.
to get the medical this year, you have to enroll.
If you did not take action, you did not enroll. So take action.
Yes.
Is that for this year only because we changed insurance, or are we doing that every year?
It'll be,
from
we're
now
gonna
on?
do it electronically every year from here on out. Now, whether, I'm pretty sure next year you're still gonna have to go in, but put no change. I mean, it's gonna be simple, unless you wanna
That'll
make
be a
changes.
decision making.
And that's why with this being the first year we're doing this, that I think we should go above and beyond and reach out as much as we can. And I'll
Yeah,
reach
we
out to
don't-
all my people.
Well, we don't want anyone to,
Your people are done, all the precincts are done, we had them come in and do it.
Look at that. Just the
Just
elected
the-
officials.
Yeah.
It's
I
just,
don't,
this is
I don't
high
want, I don't want a jailer that's working at 3 o'clock in the morning to not get the
We,
notifications and.
had enrollers at 5 AM.
No,
We
I
had
get it.
At shift
No, I
change,
just-
so we're doing everything we can do, and they will be back at the jail, for Chief Rutledge to know they're back at the jail tomorrow, all day.
Okay.
Let's give folks till Wednesday and then we'll make individual reach outs to either supervisors or individuals. Cause you're right, the first time, something new, it's a big enough deal, we'll bend over backwards. However, I will say kudos to HR for multiple emails and to Matt on a couple, but,
Yep.
you guys have done a great job of communicating. And all of those details, everything you just said has been in the text of the, so, but it's a new thing.
It's an
Yep.
All right. Other public comments this morning?
I'll bring one. I attended the MAVA, Mexican American Veterans Association banquet this weekend. I just wanna throw that out there because Veterans Day here, always like going to that banquet, presenting them the proclamation. They are a very, and I said this there, they're a very family-oriented, community-oriented veterans group that's, I think they do a great job. I just wanted to commend them out there publicly, so I did like that.
Okay. Any other public comments this morning? All right. It is 10:09 and public comment is closed. Let's move along to the consent agenda. There are 4 items on the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions or comments on any of the items?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion by Commissioner Buchanan, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to approve the 4 items on the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the items?
I would like to say one thing, just for the auditor's office and the other commissioners, that John Deere purchase on that mower deck was about $1,500 cheaper doing it outside of buy board. So the buy board price wasn't the best, so we might wanna make sure we don't just always go with the buy board. Price it both ways.
Now, Mickey, the last ones, and Matt, you'll have to help me with it, cause Margaret was one kind of schooled me on it, but when we did the tractors, they're flowing through a Texas buy board state thing somehow? Did they check that one, Mick?
On the tractors, I didn't worry about it, cause we're
No,
trading for
on the
$1.
mower. The mowers I bought 2 mowers when I got tractors a couple of years back, and it flowed through there as well, and I just wondered if that was any different.
I think through John Deere, they're the same, but it just happens to be that now the prices are a little bit cheaper than it is going through the buy board. The buy board's a higher price.
Just a note, 6 years ago, that same mower was $15,000. I bought one. That's nuts, guys. That's what's happened to us. These input costs are just tremendously high.
All right, any other questions or comments on the motion or any of the items? All right, that motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. General business, item number 1, review and approve the regular bills for payment, verify payroll taxes have been filed, and authorize county treasurer to disperse payroll annual bills within 72 hours by U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, electronically, or be picked up and acknowledged by a ledger signature in the treasurer's office.
Motion to pay bills.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion by Commissioner Kincannon to approve bills for payment, verify taxes have been filed, and authorize dispersal of payroll annual bills. Do you have any questions or comments on the motion? Oh, that was seconded by Commissioner Beecham. I don't know if I said that. All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, discuss, consider, and or take action to approve and ratify the minutes of the November 4th, 2025 regular session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Lawler, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to approve and ratify the minutes of the November 4th, 2025 session. Have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? That motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, discuss, consider, and or take action to approve a security keyway policy.
Judge,
Commissioner Beecham?
did you want to take 4 out of order? So I know Glenda.
Oh, yes, that's right. So let's back up. We're gonna move item number 4 up and take it up first. Thank you for that reminder. Discuss, consider, and or take action to approve MNF Liticon Co. Wichita County Courthouse 30th District Courtroom Proposal Request number 24.2 to install reheat, core, and plumbing to domestic hot water for control of relative humidity in the 30th District Courtroom and plumbing infrastructure for future courthouse projects, an additional cost of $151,859 to be paid from previously allocated permanent improvement funds with lines determined by the county auditor. Commissioner, do you want to set this up, or?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
set it up. When we did the 30th District Court project, we engineered it, or the engineers engineered it to put it back with the same level of HVAC service that we had previously in that area. There were some upgrades, of course, with the system, but there was nothing included to control humidity. Over the summer, we did experience wild humidity swings within that courtroom. With the large investment that we've made in the decorative wood, it's not conducive to leave it in that state where we're having huge 30 and 40% changes in relative humidity, with humidity sometimes up in the 80s. So we started looking for the best way to address that. The best way to address that is put reheat coils in the line, which is what this proposal does. We want to do it with hot water instead of electric because it's more efficient. And in doing so, it requires a considerable amount of copper plumbing to be put in. The good side of that, well, bad side, it's really expensive to do that. The good side of it is we'll have the infrastructure to go ahead and take over the 78th area when we do that area as well. So that's kind of the groundwork on that. We've batted this around for a couple of months now, asking for new quotes on the plumbing. The price seems a little, Glenda? Glenda was.
The one that you've got listed was the third one that was actually raised versus the second one. And because the third one, they got a different plumber in, and so
Yeah.
actually the one that we had discussed, I
Got the
thought
wrong
was
one
the
attached.
second one.
Okay. So I've got the wrong one attached.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's.
This one, the
Okay.
plumbing costs are $100,553. I
Yeah,
thought we
that
had-
will go down, the actual one, it will go down to 61,621. That right, Glenda?
So the cost is not 151?
No, cost is gonna be that minus 39, so 112-ish.
I've got the original one, the very, very first one is for $134,841. Then there was a second one that they took off the the nighttime hours, and it was only going to be working during the day. It went down to $108,384, but there is an additional cost if we're pulled off of day work and go to night work of an additional $30,000. And then the third one that they did was they got a second plumber to come out and give us a quote on that, and that one was the 151. So it, either the first one at 134 or the second one at 108, and if necessary, add the 30 for night work. It's.
Do you have a copy of the 108 one? That's, wasn't in our.
Sorry, my water spilled on it.
It has humidity.
This is the, yeah, this is the.
Hey, just,
This is the.
throw down a sketch, how does hot water relieve humidity? Rick?
Okay, so,
That's counter to what I've always thought.
yeah, so when you add a reheat coil after, so what you're doing, basically, you're running a cooling coil at a point where it can pull moisture out of the air. So you have to run it pretty cool,
Right.
55 degrees, maybe even lower. While you're doing that, you're over conditioning a space. So you might have a space that's 60 degrees because you're trying to pull moisture out of the air. When you put that reheat coil ahead of the cooling coil, you still are pulling moisture back here.
But
But
you're not going
instead of the
to-
room getting cold, you're tempering and reheating the air for the space. So you're doing two things at once.
Right.
Which
Air
is why
conditioner
you
heater at the
don't
same
want
time.
too big a unit in an area.
It's more
you don't
efficient.
overrun. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Same
it just-
thing. Okay, I got you now. I got
Off and on, and then you don't do anything, so,
If you've got a super big unit in a small space, it won't take the water out.
no.
Okay, I
It
got
cycles
it.
off.
Is that our trouble?
That's our trouble.
Why don't we just have the courtroom at 55 degrees all the time?
So, so the other thing though is, you know, there's heat for that unit, but it's steam. Okay, so when it's in the middle of summer and it's 105 degrees, and we fire up that 100 horse steam boiler in the basement, it cooks that whole lower area. I mean, that basement gets hotter than 80s. So it's not real practical using steam. I mean, you can use steam for reheat, but in our case, it's not the best scenario at all. It really isn't. So that's where hot water, this section of the building is actually on hot water heat, and you do have reheat coils for these offices. So this part has actually been done accordingly, but the rest of the courthouse is not.
I've always heard if you got too big a unit, it cycles too quick and you won't ever pull the moisture
Pull
out.
moisture out.
Makes sense. You got me going. Good.
Just
That's
for
what I
FYI,
think.
the action we took last week to approve the 2 projects were to include these kind of things, for the first floor. That's what we're trying to accomplish throughout the courthouse, is some of this humidity control throughout the building. And ultimately get rid of the boiler altogether.
And
It's too big for its purpose now, since the jail's gone. So we're working toward making it obsolete.
How many bids did we get for plumbing on this?
Two.
It's still within, we're going back to the original 30th district contract and putting this in as a change order.
I know, but why don't we really, I have a little bit of an issue with that. Why would we do that? If we know what we want, why didn't we just send it out for bid, let the plumbing work and do it that way instead of running it back through a job that's already closed? That's what I didn't understand. Didn't quite understand why we were doing it that way. Or why we didn't get more bids for the plumbing.
We can take it outside the project and
Are we still have one of these? Yeah. They're hard to get far.
then we're at the mercy of whatever bids we end up with, just like this. We can definitely do that. That was a discussion that we had several times. We feel pretty confident on the HVAC package itself, that it's correct, the HVAC part of it. that it's a good responsive bid.
So, just to make sure that I know what we're looking at. The August 26th proposal with the Trinity and then Airco on the plumbing at 94,560 is everything included, and then the C-Lane general contractor and the other fees are on top of that. So the 108,384 is the actual final, full
Unless
final.
you have
Unless
to
we
go
go
to
night.
night work.
Okay.
There's a sentence at the bottom that says an additional 30,000 something something if you have to go to night work.
Okay.
And why would they have to go to night work?
Because quite often when they start trying to put anchors and things like that in the concrete, and so they're drilling, and then the cords have to tell them to shut down, and people are just standing there, so.
How long is it gonna take them to install?
I couldn't tell you exactly, Mickey. I would think that it would probably take them probably a week and a half
Do the plumbing
to
side.
run the piping.
They're essentially running new pipe the whole length of the floor almost, aren't they?
Yeah, so this is serving not just the 30th District Court, but it's also the suites that are on the side that serve off another unit. So there's, I think, another 8 zones that work on that system that are all part of that area. And those are also getting reheat coils put in them. So,
All the way to the district attorney's office?
No, it's on the.
no, to the other side, the 30th, and
Oh.
then the court admin, and then all the administration in the 30th. Those rooms are all gonna have reheat coils for those. So, it's not just the courtroom, it's multiple rooms, or multiple zones. I kinda, after I saw the bid for the plumbing, you know, my first thought was, wow. And then I started thinking about it a little more, about all the intricate piping that's gonna have to be done to the coils and insulated, so all that's gotta be insulated as well. It turns into, I mean, it's quite a bit of work, but I'm just, you know, that's why we asked for another plumbing bid, and when we got another plumbing bid, you know, then I was like, wow, okay, well, that's a big difference. But it goes back to, could we get more bids? Sure, but I just changed the whole process when you do that.
The 108 is a lot better than 151, so.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
But that's not, I
Maybe
caution
not.
against that. We can take that bid with the approved above bid for night work and try to mitigate that night work as much as possible. But as we've worked all these projects, we've come across times where they've shut them down. If there's something going on in one of the district courts.
Could we not, on that front, could we not schedule during the Christmas area where we know the courts will be closed for a couple of
We could try, and then we always try to do that. We try to schedule with.
that's what I was thinking too, is to try to do it, because 30th district's gonna be off somewhere around Christmas time, so.
I mean, if that's-
Well, it's not just them, that was the problem.
No, it's everybody,
Yeah.
but predominantly the 30th, but the 78th also would be affected because that noise just travels straight down the hall.
Right.
So it's, other than putting hangers in, it's not gonna be a terribly noisy thing. It's gonna be disruptive.
You can hit a hammer on the first floor and hear it on the fourth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our judges have not been the most tolerant.
Yeah, I mean, because we already know that if there's construction happening while court proceedings are going on, and it's the volume, we're not gonna be able to do it. I mean, y'all have a longer history with that than I do, but I think they'll know this place still has to operate and do its function.
And we always try to mitigate that with the contractor. That's
Yeah.
why we have multiple meetings up front to coordinate all that effort. And I mean, I don't have near as much heartburn at 108 as I do with the other amounts, but I caution just going with that 108 without anything put in for night work, because
It's only a week project, and their night hours are extra 30,000, that's a little outrageous.
but
I don't know how long it would take for it, I don't have a time frame, but I just wanted to remind, if it makes you feel any better at all or not, we originally estimated the job at 2.3 to 3, it came in at 1.5. And then, we did add some, niceties to it. But then, we returned in unused contingency 122,000. So even out of the cost
budget.
estimate that was originally done for the 30th, the bids came in low, and then we returned $122,000 and unused contingency. So that amount, while I'm sure it's gone and waved goodbye, but that is a nice amount that was returned in contingency.
We've been saving it for this project.
Well, for now, the bottom line is now, moving forward, since we've learned these 2 lessons on both the area on the first floor, Tanya's area, and in this area, that we do need to put humidity controls in, because they both become a problem as we change the space. We're designing everything going forward with this in mind.
So, piggybacking off of that, what spaces for the envisioned work in 2027 and beyond that we talked about a few months back as part of the strategic plan, that we were gonna need to do this work for those if we were gonna move forward with those? What areas is this taking care of that, so we don't have to worry about it in the future?
So as far as,
Once the plumbing work is done and the vehicles are in.
so the goal is to bring the hot water from the hydronic heat side, which is hot water heat, is to bring it up, serve the 30th, serve the suite, the court admin and whatnot right there. And then we'll have it there, we'll have it deadheaded to where we can go to the future 78.
They'll still have to run the copper pipe at that.
We'll still have to
Yeah.
run that
Okay.
forward, but it'll be that far ahead.
It'll have the main line to that point.
It'll have main line to that point, so, in that area, you know, my understanding, I don't know, because there's no drawings on it, but it's gonna get bigger, from my understanding, so, if that's the case, what serves that courtroom now is just a duct.
It can't
about
get any
this
bigger,
big.
it's just gonna take in different space.
It's a duct this big that's serving that whole area. So, you know, we're gonna have to have some help up there somewhere. So this will give us a head start anyway, so. if that
It
makes
just
any
takes it
sense.
it takes it that much further.
It's
so
that
we-
closer, yeah, we don't have to do it
We would
again.
we'd have to do it with that project, we'd have to get the hot water over there to it, so this just gets it one step closer.
And you said we've got to do Tanya's area as well?
That was done last week.
Yeah, it was one of the things, as part of the approvals we did last week, for those 2 big
Oh,
HVAC,
okay.
the one in the
Okay.
annex, the one here.
Okay.
So, as we move forward with future designs, we're putting this as part of our design, so in reality, if we'd have known this was gonna happen, we would have put this in the design, we've already spent the money and done it.
So,
Done it on top, at the beginning of the project.
so you wanna do the motion at the 108 and then go ahead and approve it for the 138 in case we have not?
Typically when that happens, I know that historically we tried to minimize that night work. I also, quite frankly, don't want to write a blank check for,
No.
if we do 6 hours of night work at one point in the project, there's all this new pot of money. I'm not sure how that has worked historically.
We could do.
It would work much like contingency money,
Yeah.
they would have to apply for it. They would say, we need to use, 5,000, 10,000, 8,000, whatever, 12 hours worth of it. And then the court would have to sign off on that, just like a contingency usage.
Okay.
And so basically that 30,000 is sitting there as contingency.
So-
There is no contingency in the job at this point, so.
Yeah, I'd say 108 plus a 20% contingency. We work it just like she said, like a regular project, that we would have to have a signed authorization to borrow from the contingency.
I know we are entering the time of year where we might be most likely able to work around that.
Yeah.
And so, okay.
And I think working with them, we can come up with a reasonable schedule.
Will's trying to get your
But I don't,
Oh. Yeah, sure.
So if we have to work nights, can we get some of their contingency money for our overtime we have to pay?
We gotta, that's schedule management.
Do it out there.
I'll tell you what, if you don't think that you're gonna go over budget across all sheriff's departments by the end
Oh, I
of the
don't.
year, then we can.
That's the apples
Yeah,
and oranges
okay.
there.
so I would
I'm
go
just
ahead
trying
and
to get
make,
some money back.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve, the total $108,384 with a 20% contingency added to the project.
Give me that number again, Mark.
108,384.
You right, Matt, thank you.
21,676.80. That's too much.
But we control the contingency.
Because it's always a proactive decision, not a retroactive payment.
Yeah.
But I would say our key is gonna be the scheduling at the start date
Yeah.
in conjunction with our courts, because that is the best time of the year to do construction in the courtrooms.
Do we wanna put a maximum amount allowable by signature to expend off the contingency? Because they may come back, we need to work tonight. I don't wanna wait 2 weeks to tell them they can work tonight.
What is the proposed schedule, Mark? Is it a December deal or?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Well,
That's gonna make a difference.
and we may, if it can't be December, the judges go to conference, we may wait the week they go to conference and schedule it further down the road.
5,000.
5,000 is pretty much what we usually do.
I'd say that. If y'all agree, I'll say.
5,000 is great. I just need some guidance.
So right now, what we've got, the motion by Commissioner Beecham and seconded by Commissioner Fincannon, is to approve the M&F litigant proposal request 24.2, amount of $108,384 with an approved contingency of $21,676.80 and authorize work drawn on that contingency with signature under $5,000. Is that right?
Yeah, from either you or me.
Yeah, from county judge or from Commissioner Beecham. Yeah, that 108 is definitely better than 151. Okay.
Still high, it is.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
covered,
and as we have
It's
discovered, I don't know, it's not gonna get cheaper. I mean, I guess theoretically it could, but going out for bids, but it's already got two. The first, and that second bid did come off of the first bid, about $35,000, I think, yeah, so. All right. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. All right. Glenda, thank you for being here for that.
You're very welcome.
I think Ricky too, but he kinda has a few years. All right, so we are back.
Thank you for moving me up, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, we'll go back to item number 3, which is discuss, consider, and or take action to approve a security keyway policy. Commissioner Beecham.
Yes, since we've gone down the road of making control access to all of our suites and buildings, we do need to have a policy to govern how we provide that access, who gets keys, how they're issued. This policy that I've got before you is an amalgamation of myself, Rick's, and Brendan's ideas to this point. Security looked over earlier draft and did not provide any additional input. So I amalgamated everyone's into one policy this morning and printed it, and you got the latest version, so
I think what, and we can discuss, I think I'd like to
to table it.
give a week to.
And I'm
read
fine
it.
with that, I'm totally fine with that, cause I was hoping to have it done earlier in the week, last week,
Well, and it's a Monday court, it's always
Yeah.
a little bit of a different deal.
so I'm totally fine with that.
But it reads good, Mark, it's easy to follow, I like the way it's laid out.
Do we need to give ChatGPT some credit?
It's
We all put our ideas into ChatGPT and let it format it, so it's a lot easier for them
helps
to
a bunch,
format it.
It is a 7-page key policy. That's pretty extensive.
Well, it's access and keys, but it's extensive. Yeah, so I think to that point, it'd be good for us to all have the chance to, and this, I think, this will affect both our actual hard physical keys and
Both.
key cards.
Yeah, this is a combination of both policies, so that's why it's Rick's involved, Brendan's involved.
When are we thinking that, some of those will start? The new, key points?
There, a lot of them are already in use, we just haven't issued new cards or anything at this point. And we haven't changed out all the security cores in the doors.
Brendan, do you have any insight onto that as to when you think your team will be ready to let those go active?
We're still working on it, but, next couple of weeks, we should see a lot of progress.
Okay. Will it be a problem to make those active before we assign the new key cards, or would you you think it would be better for us to wait till we are ready to do all that, so it's one big change at once, or not gonna be a big deal to have two different sets out there at the same time?
No, we can do it rolling,
Okay.
at least, 'cause the old cards still work with the new system as well, so it should be fine.
Okay.
But that's, Brennan, only one key, like Morgan or Debbie, that have to open other rooms, they'll just have one key for that, right? And it'll have multiple opening ability.
One card. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your card will be assigned access based on need.
Yeah, so the way that would work is, so for example, I'll just ask Brendan, hey, let's let Debbie, Morgan, Van, Greg give their cards access to 290 and open it up, and y'all can just program it that way.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So we don't have to assign any extra keys,
Right.
it's just their
Yeah.
badge.
So that's how the policy lays it out, that the department head or elected official over the office will assign the access levels and times of access as well.
This is so detailed, it even goes to criminal prosecution under the enforcement division of this policy.
You gotta have an enforcement mechanism, otherwise it's
Criminal prosecution, sheriff. Criminal prosecution.
Yes, I heard
Expect
that.
you to take care of that.
Well, that's not as much for our staff as for our contractors and stuff that may be in the building, cause they'll have
or folks who leave under not the best set of circumstances
Yeah,
and
exactly.
decide to
They wanna
cause trouble.
come back.
Yeah.
cause we've had that happen too, that they've used old credentials to get into suites that they did not belong in.
So then, Commissioner, do you have any, or Commissioners, is there any objection to tabling
No, I
this
think it's
item until
wise.
next week?
No.
No.
And
Okay.
considering the late hour of completion of the draft, I'll make the motion to table. Oh, go ahead and
Yeah,
motion.
I don't think we
Okay.
need a motion, if there's no objection. We will table this item. Morgan, let's go ahead and get it on the agenda for next Tuesday. And Brendan, Ricky, Commissioner Beecham, thank you all for taking the initiative to put that together. Tanya's thrilled that there was a policy written, she didn't have to,
You have responsibilities under the policy.
Think how long we could have debated that.
Well, there'll still be time next week, don't worry.
There you go.
We'll give you more time for the next
That last was a
question.
year though, wasn't it, the
Yeah.
policy manual?
All right, item number 5 is receive update on courthouse renovations and county courthouse annexes. Commissioner
Well,
Beecham?
security project is, again, still in this wrap-up phases here at the annex and the courthouse, moving to Iowa Park soon. No issues to report on that. It's been, again, another excellent project. Owl Park, they're painting. They thoroughly cleaned the outside of the building and decided it needed to be primed. Since it's being primed, we're gonna change the color slightly. We're gonna go with a light gray, dark gray exterior. So gray does not show the fading as much as other colors, so we'll have a little touch of green, but mostly light gray, dark gray. So it's looking good.
Okay. And we've got an item, Friday will be a voting session, because we've got one item, but it has to do with the Burke project, that be ready to start the clock essentially on that one and get it rolling as well. So Commissioner Fincannon can update us on Friday when we get to that as well. Progress. All right. Any questions or any other thoughts on the courthouse renovations or courthouse annexes? Okay. It is 10:43 and we are not adjourning yet, but we are going into closed session for a briefing and discussion with the DA's office regarding physical duty requirements for county employees. This meeting is closed pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultations with attorney. If you are not cleared to be in the room for the closed session, I would ask that you vacate the room at this time. Sheriff would like you to stick around. Sorry to say for you, but it's you're one of the departments that this could potentially affect. So, okay. Yeah. it is 11:06. We are back in open session, and there's no action to be taken on anything at this time, so it is still 11:06, and court is adjourned. Thanks, everyone. Oh, no, thank you. No.